Hi, Steve Clemons. Let me just give you just a couple of minutes on the issue of the no-fly zone in Libya. First of all, Muammar Gaddafi's a monster. He's at war with his own people. He's dropping bombs on them, shooting them, and I, like everyone else, I think watching these horrific scenes on Al Jazeera and elsewhere, want to do something to help. In my view, a no-fly zone is the wrong way to go. It's a huge cost, low-return strategy that doesn't really offer a military tipping point in favor of the opposition. It basically doesn't do anything with infantry, tanks, and even helicopters. The Libya opposition wants no foreign forces on its soil, doesn't want radar, doesn't want surveillance capacity or interdiction inside the country because it's afraid that this will delegitimate its own position vis-a-vis Gaddafi, who will then say, this is the United States and Europe and France and England, our former colonial overlords, coming back, and he'll be able to wrap himself in this flag of nationalism. That's a real problem. The biggest thing is that I think it changes the frame. When we watch these Al Jazeera images, they're on the people basically taking back their governments and making demands about their futures and their jobs without foreign intervention. And if we begin to make a move of a no-fly zone, no matter how just the humanitarian cost may be, there's just no doubt those frames will move to NATO bases, to the White House, and to what the West will do or won't do within its own interest in applying this no-fly zone. What should we do? In my view, this is a serious problem. I think that there are ways to help the opposition without as large a U.S. military footprint or a NATO footprint in this. One of these would be to share intelligence. Wars are fought today and lost and won, really, on the quality of intelligence. And the United States and NATO and allies in the neighborhood have enormous capacity to feed real-time intelligence to the opposition, targeting information and what Gaddafi is doing and not doing at any given time. That is something that wouldn't require the imposition of a no-fly zone. We should do more to stop the mercenaries and the goons that are flooding into the country. We might consider a blockade of resources and supplies getting to Gaddafi. We could work through other friendly governments in helping them to facilitate a resupply of weapons and arms to the opposition, but preferably not American arms. I think there's a real blowback and an allergy to U.S. intervention in this, and I think that we should be cautious on that front and not seem to brand this as our help. We should send food, water, shelter, and medical supplies to support those in need, not only on the borders of Egypt and Tunisia, which are now brimming to their gills and beyond with refugees and those that have tried to escape Libya and what's going on, but also to try to support those towns and those in need on the opposition side of the line east of Tripoli. But a no-fly zone, as Wada Kanfar has said, Director General of Al Jazeera, just changes the frame. It changes the pictures on TV, and it robs these brave protesters of their own narrative that they did this without foreign intervention, that this was authentic, that this was organic, and this was based on their needs and not based on models that we've seen in the past. We have to remember that what we do in Libya is not just about Libya anymore. It has amazing echo effects throughout the Middle East and other parts of the world, and we need to be very careful of telegraphing that we're going to wander into these places and make these fights about us. It needs to be about these people. I recognize it's very painful and that a no-fly zone sounds simple and easy and something immediate that can be done. But I would just caution those decision makers involved to move very, very cautiously on this because I think it could very fundamentally undermine those people we're trying to help.